And there we go. It's not done it. Of course. Of course, it was never going to be simple on the hit. Here we go. Here we go. I've sorted it. I've sorted it. Hello and welcome back to the FPL Tom preview stream, the final one for the 2023-24 season. Yeah, it's been a roller coaster of a year, Jake, hasn't it?
It really has. It really has. It's been somewhat two steps back, one step forward this
Mm.
year because the past 6 months have been a damn sight better than the first six.
I'm glad you can say that. I do agree with your statement though. Like it seems like every time I've taken a positive leap, we've gone backwards, like pretty substantially. This week included in that as well. You know, we've taken some positive strides. We played the bench boost this week, and then it's just shat bed. So, you know, as you'll come to see. If you do enjoy any of the content that you see on the channel, be sure to like, comment, and of course, subscribe to the FPL Tom YouTube channel. We're closing in on 4,000 subscribers. If we could get that ahead of the Euros, that would be pretty nice. That would be pretty nice. As
Yeah,
always,
ready
we
for Warriors fantasy.
Oh yeah, Euros fantasy's on the way, of course, of course.
We'll
Um,
have to see who's at my fantasy team.
yeah. Do you mind just turning down your computer for me? I can hear just like a little bit of feedback.
Do you not want to hear yourself twice? Is
No, not really, not really.
that all right?
Yeah, as long as you can hear me, that's the main thing.
You what?
Exactly. There we go. Wonderful. The humour's always been the same as well. It's always just terrible humour. So yeah, that will never change, even into next season. That won't change. A Turkey in a Bush is already in the chat. He's one of the channel members. If you do want to sign up for channel membership, it is 99p. It's pretty cheap. Can't complain at that. He said Mbappe to Mansfield confirmed. We don't need Mbappe. We don't need him. We got Lee Gregory,
Yeah,
mate.
you got Lee Gregory coming, lad.
Exactly, exactly. So championship football for us next season. Of course, in the chat as well, he says, "Hi lads, hi mate, how's it going?" Of course, we're going to start off with our award of the season. I feel it's not going to be the main bed shitter of the week. That'll maybe be next week. I don't know. I haven't really spoke to Jake about a final season kind of award show, but that'll be in the pipeline somewhere. But this is for game week 37, double game week 37, bed shitter of the week. Jake, who are you whacking in here? Who's going to be a nomination for this week?
Maybe a bit of a biased one
Hmm.
because it's the man that I captained. But I'm sure we're going to find out who's a Spurs fan, who's an everyone else fan, and who's an Arsenal fan.
Mm-hmm.
Because mine is Heung-min Son. He had a double game week. I went for someone different. So, of course, speaking about it a little bit selfishly, I thought he was going to do bits. Got a hat trick in the reverse against Burnley, did nothing there. And that's where I was hoping for the majority of the return.
Mm.
But even so, against City, as much as what was on the line for both clubs was a lot more significant than in past experiences at the Spurs stadium. I thought that Son would get a goal. I really did, and
He had
my
his
word, he
chance.
really should have done. Yeah, he should have slotted that opportunity away, and I'm sure a lot of neutrals and a lot of Arsenal fans would agree with me that he really should have scored there. Um, Big shout out to Ortega. Big clutch save. He's done that quite a few times this season, but unfortunately, Stefan Ortega is the reason why Heung-min Son is my bed shitter.
Fair enough, fair enough. I feel a lot of people as well, maybe if they were trying to be a little bit different this week, were looking at other alternative captaincy options. I think that fits with the other man on the screen as well. A player I was actually considering captaining this week, it is Alexander Isak. Came off pretty early in the first game. There was doubts he was even going to feature against United last night. Came away with 4 points from a double game week, despite cooking every single week beforehand. A little bit disappointing. So I
And we
think
both
both.
know, we both know he'll slap on the final day.
Oh, 100%. Everyone will take him out and go for like Chris Wood. And then that'll be the week he decides he wants to turn it up, to be honest. But yeah, I think both are very, very worthy candidates of bedshitter of the week.
Here's a quick question for you.
Go on.
How far down my waist can you see? Because I've just had to undo my belt. It's a little bit tight. So I've now got
Yeah,
my
yeah.
right.
We didn't see that. We didn't see that. That's
Right.
the
So,
exclusive content that people have to pay for if they want to see that
yeah,
anyway.
if you subscribe for that 99p, you actually get a little bit further down the camera
Yeah,
angle.
we've actually both got two. It's a two camera setup. So, the top camera is just face, very professional. Bottom camera is just
Pure crotch.
crotch
Pure
area.
crotch.
Actually, I'm rolling the tricad. Is that even a
Oh,
word? Um, but basically, I've got it for the feet. For the people that have feet fetishes as well.
Oh, I mean, I could do that. I feel like that's one hell of a premium subscription for mine because mine are looking rough at the moment.
Yeah, mine have a lot of kind of like blisters and pus as
Oh,
well.
I've got a little rogue wart on one of my toes.
Ooh, okay, a little
Hello,
warts.
you.
Oh yeah. So yeah, if you want to subscribe for the free camera thing, it's 99p. There you go. There you go. I will get that poll going up now. Bedshitter of the week for double game week 37. Isaac or Son. Get your votes in for that one, and we'll announce the winner of that at the end of today's stream. Let me just
I
close
think
that
it's a
down.
good little battle there, but unfortunately, I feel like it's not just me when I talk about bias, and I think a lot of bitter fans from other
Mm.
clubs will be rather disappointed in Son's performance, whereas I actually think Isak, on the whole, is more of a disappointing return considering how good a form he's been in. But yeah, it's a good toss up there. I really can't call who's going to win that.
Yeah, very, very close. So we'll have to wait and see. Get your votes in for Bed Shitter of the Week for Double Game Week
There's going to be
37.
one winner,
Well,
and
there
that's for
is.
sure.
Well, yeah.
YouTube.
Oh, YouTube always take their 1% commission as well, so
Yeah,
they'll be fine.
there's the odds on that are 1 to 100,000. Like YouTube are getting that 1% commission come rain or shine.
Maybe they might not take it this week. They might not just fancy it. I
If
think.
everyone votes for the same person, I guarantee it'll still be 99%.
Oh, YouTube. Ugh. Right, let's move on. Let's take a look at how your team did. That's the wrong screen, of course. Started well. Started well this
Oh no, you just let your foot on camera.
Let's start off with your team, Jake. You did take a -20, but in retrospect, I don't think it, was the worst decision in the world. Talk us through what went well, what didn't go so well with your double game week 37 team.
Yeah, not too shabby to be honest. In my head to head, I won that quite astoundingly because the person I was playing has given up, and I think gave up on game week 3.
Mm.
So that's a good little win for me in our private league. Points wise, I do feel like on the whole, I've probably just missed out on gaining too much because a lot of people were breaking that 100-point barrier, and of course, I've got myself 99 points because of that -20. That late Danny Welbeck goal really did shaft me because I was on for some good points there with Petrovic in goal.
Mm.
But other than that, I'm not too disappointed with my team. There's not too much I would have changed. I mean, I'd ransacked the team as it was, and I think I was quite content with it. The only alternative was the fact that Richarlison was like ruled out quite late. So I had to add to that minus to make it a -20, bringing in Brennan Johnson. But arguably, he's returned me with at least 3 points if you take that -4 out. So it's 3 points more than Richarlison would have got. I was having a look at it like, have I wasted a -4? But on the whole there, I've got 3 points more than I would have done had I stuck with Richarlison.
Yeah.
So I can't complain too much. On the whole, yeah, it's not a bad team, but I think it is very much saved by that Gvardiol performance in the first game of City's double game week. He absolutely killed it. And I mean, just to make things even better, you got that clean sheet against Spurs. So that really did help. That really did help keep me in the line of the top hitters this week. Considering my minus, if I didn't have him, I think I would have been a little bit disappointed with my bench boost. But yeah, I think even on my bench, I was quite happy with the performances. The likes of Branthwaite and Gibbs White. Gibbs White has been so good for me. He's just been so consistent, and I've just refused to take him out, even when they've had tough games, like the game against Chelsea, where I swear he got at least 1 assist, if not 2.
Yeah.
And so yeah, I really can't complain about how it's gone on as a whole, considering the big hit I took. The only thing I'm a little bit disappointed with is Son's performance. I didn't watch the Burnley game, just assumed that they would win that quite comfortably. But of course, I'm forgetting the side that I'm dealing with is Spurs. So they will always try to make life difficult for them when it shouldn't be. But yeah, I think my team being exceptional relied on just depending on 2 things. And I would have come onto the stream feeling absolutely fantastic if Welbeck hadn't scored, Petrovic had kept his clean sheet, and if Son had slapped that one-on-one bottom corner. But it wasn't to be. But on the whole, I can't be too disappointed.
No, I remember last week as well. You were having some doubts about Gvardiol as well. I recommended him, and you were going, I'm not sure if he'll play both games. I don't know. And then
Well,
here we
you
are.
messaged me. You messaged me when he scored the first, and I was like, "Oh yeah," because you were like, "Oh, that -20 is looking all right already." I was like, "Yeah, blah blah blah." Remember watching it in the shower? Not in the shower. I was having a shave, had the shower, having a shower, and I had the game on, and he scored again. And at that point, I thought, "Shit, I remember doubting him. Have I brought in Walker instead of him?" And fuck, I went for Guardiola because he really has made my week look quite decent.
I mean, he nearly got a hat trick as well. Like he was offered the penalty, but he
Was
just
he?
yeah, he was offered the penalty. He just gave it to Alvarez.
Wow. Oh wow, I didn't realise he turned it down. But yeah, I can't complain. He made up for that with a clean sheet against Spurs, which even if City were going to win that game, I thought Spurs were going to score. So it evened out nicely there. Nice 27 points to him. But yeah, overall decent penultimate week for me.
Yeah, very, very good, mate. You know, there were some people doubting you in the chat, taking you -20, but overall, it definitely scored a lot better than if you'd have just took like a poxy -4 or a -8.
Yeah, I think it was also the doubt over my bench boost as well. And I think, like I say, Gibbs White and Branthwaite on my bench have really saved. I think I've broke even overall. I'm not even going to rub it in the face of the likes of FM if he's in this chat. Like, I know he's ever present and he says he wants the best for me. And maybe he does. But in this case, I'd like to think it was a pretty much a stalemate there because it hasn't come home and like there's not loads to sing about, but at least it's done enough for me to be happy I've bench boosted.
Yeah, yeah. All right, okay. Let's move on to game week 38, the final game week of the season. I've not touched your team. I've just kind of slapped it in, to be honest. But talk us through your current plans, what you're thinking in terms of transfers and maybe captaincy this week.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is a risk having two Spurs players when you don't know how that's going to turn out. I don't know if it was last season or the season before, they got absolutely battered by Newcastle in a bit of a dead end game. And of course, it's Sheffield United this time. But of course, once again, it's a dead end game. Spurs are not going to get Champions League and United are down. So whether they just go gung ho for it because they've got nothing to lose, who knows? But it could work out in my favour. But I think the area that really looks the weakest is my defence. I'm not too happy with Dunk. He may not even play. He had a bit of a shambles yesterday, getting subbed off very early in that game, so didn't really have any chance of making up for the goal that they conceded early on, and he got booked. So yeah, I was disappointed with Dunk, especially after the good set of fixtures that he had before this double game week. So I'm not too keen on him. Branthwaite against Arsenal, don't fancy them, but of course, once again, it could be one of those where if City score 3 and Arsenal hear about it, they could just play out a stalemate. You never know, but I doubt it. And then Nori as well, away to Liverpool. Just do not fancy. I just don't fancy any of them to keep a clean sheet. Nori could score, that being said, and so that's why I'd probably, if anything, be more inclined to take out Lewis Dunk or Branthwaite. I may even take out both because the two players spring to mind for a potential -4, considering it's last game of the season. Might as well go for it, considering I've got not too much to play for. Augusto and Ben White.
Okay.
I think Ben White seems to be an ever-present. We've spoken about him before, being a really good attacking return scorer for a defender. And then Gusto had a great game yesterday. With Reece James being sent off as well, he's pretty much nailed on to play unless he's injured. So I feel like that's probably where my mind's trailing to either bringing one or both of them in.
Okay, I think personally you'd only need one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like. I'm looking at your team, and currently Gibbs White is on the bench, and it's like, who are you going to drop to get Gibbs White in here?
To be honest, on my team, I've got it exactly the same as you, except I've got Gibbs White in for Isak.
Yeah, I mean, Isak was going to be the one that I would suggest, to be honest. Brentford are the best defence over the past 5 game weeks for XG conceded, so I think it's going to be a little bit of a difficult task for Newcastle, to be honest. So
yeah, you're probably right. If I were to swing one way or another, I probably would go towards Gusto.
Okay, yeah, I can get on board with that. Maybe you've already got Petrovic, though, so Ben
I know,
White
but
could be the option.
that's what I'm thinking. I was just like, I might as well just go full out for Chelsea.
By the way, you can't. I've just realised you can't get Gusto.
Oh yeah, have I got 3 already?
You've got
Oh
3
well, that's
already.
made my transfer, so that's
That's it.
confirmed.
That's it. That's it. There we go.
Well, thanks guys for watching the stream.
Yeah, so you can't even get him, so it's going to have to be Ben White.
Yeah, and I think that's a sensible move.
Yeah, I agree. You've got no Arsenal players in there. Ben White, like you said, has been pretty good attackingly. Likes to pick up quite a few bonus points as well. It is going to be quite an edgy game, but in terms of Everton, attacking-wise, they're not very fruitful going forward. And with their Premier League safety kind of secured, you feel like they might just potentially step aside.
Yeah, they could do.
Yeah. But you never know. Maybe they want to do City a favour and just demolish. Who knows?
Yeah, I think they like being the party poopers, to be honest. So I do feel like they will go for it. But that being said, I think I prefer Ben White coming in than playing Branthwaite and risking it.
Yeah, agreed. And in terms of any other maybe transfers you're thinking about, or are you pretty happy with the attacking line?
To be honest, I think my midfield and attack, it's not like 100% perfect, but it's too good. I think it is too strong to actually waste a transfer on when my defense is so much weaker.
Yeah.
I think the fixtures that everyone has just really suits my attacking line. Foden and Haaland, happy with that. Like I say about Spurs, they should be beating Sheffield quite comfortably. Of course, I'll probably have egg on my face with that, but I'm happy to take that risk because on paper they should be winning. And then Chelsea against Bournemouth. I know Bournemouth have been good, but they've gone a little bit quiet. And of course, at Stamford Bridge, I feel like they're going to go for it because Chelsea have been in good form of late. And I've doubled up on quite a few people like Newcastle as well. As much as you say Brentford are a good defence and being in good form themselves, Newcastle can turn it on when they want to. So hopefully that can work out. And with Isak in my team, with Burn in my team, I feel like it's a bit of a waste to take one of them out when I'm probably going to have one of them in my team, or at least first. So yeah, I feel like it just does. It's all crying out for me to bring in another defender for maybe a Lewis Dunk or Branthwaite.
Yeah. All right. Okay. I can get on board with that. In terms of captaincy this week, which way is your head kind of swaying at the moment?
I don't know. I think sensibly it would go Haaland, Palmer, Son.
Okay.
And to be honest, Tom, I think I'm gonna stick. I think I am gonna go with Haaland. I don't feel like I'm confident enough for Spurs to absolutely demolish Sheffield, but at least I've got Johnson and Son in my team because other than Son, I do think Johnson's been the most likely to get some kind of attacking return. Of course, he got the assist in the Burnley game, so I feel like that's probably my best place to go. I do think I'm going to side with Haaland come the deadline.
Okay. I can get on board with that. I think Haaland realistically is probably the safe pick this week. West Ham defensively, as we'll come on to see a little bit later in the stream, one of the worst defences in the league. They've been conceding goals for fun as well. Manchester City, they need at least a draw, but you feel like they want to just get the job done. And Haaland realistically is probably going to see out the full game just to make sure that job is complete and City do pick up the title. Like you said with Son as well, he's not really been at the races the past few weeks. Let you down last week as well. And then Palmer as a second option is a really, really good shout as well. He's been an ever-present, super consistent since the turn of the calendar year as well. So a nice little potential differential option. But like you said, I think Haaland's probably the safe bet to go for this week.
You say they need a draw. If they draw and Arsenal win the league,
Do they?
Yeah, on goal difference.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, they're only 2 points ahead.
Maybe. I don't know. I was looking at it today at work and I can't remember. My laptop's just had a stroke.
Yeah, City on 88 and Arsenal on 86, but Arsenal have a goal difference, one more than City.
Well, you know what that means. If they draw in, might need some goals.
We've been there before so many times. City will win that game. They always play West Ham last game of the season. It's so frustrating they don't have a harder fixture. But you never know. Maybe David Moyes' side are going to be like, you know what, we're going to do this one for Deck.
True. They're going to do it for Big Deck.
Yeah, I can't see it. I really can't see it. I think that's Spurs game, and the only thing I will say is City celebrated that penalty like they just won the league, and unfortunately, City's mentality is too good to really give up and get complacent. But they celebrated that like they won the league, like that was the defining game, and of course, you'd imagine it is, but maybe a few heads will be waiting for those title celebrations, and if West Ham sneak a goal first, it could get sketchy, but as a Liverpool fan, I've been there before when Villa were 2-0 up.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think it's most likely that any Arsenal fan is going to feel like many Liverpool fans have done on several occasions in the past 5 years.
Yeah, agreed. Right, before we move on to my team, let's answer some of your questions. Thoughts on Muric? I watched him and genuinely looks better than prime Manuel Neuer. Forest have also been awful with conversion rate, with Hudson-Odoi shooting from range and Wood being Wood. Him or Raya? I need an Edison replacement.
Raya. There's no conversation to be said there. He might say they're wasteful in front of goal, but Hudson-Odoi scored against Chelsea, and Gibbs White is on all the set pieces like we've spoken about before. And I swear he got 2 assists against Chelsea. Like they scored twice against them, and they're playing Burnley. And as much as I do criticise Chelsea's defence at the best of times, Chelsea's defence is better than Burnley's.
Well, you say all this, lad, but as a turkey in the bush has pointed out here, he's better than prime Manuel Neuer. So he's watched.
Yeah, but did you see prime Manuel Neuer in the Champions League?
I did see him.
Although that being said, it's probably not prime Manuel, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's probably more retirement home Manuel Neuer.
Yeah.
Is De Bruyne worth sacrificing to get Salah/Trent? Obviously, KDB went off early.
I think
maybe
De Bruyne is worth sacrificing for Salah.
Yeah, I can get on board with that. I
think Salah will score a couple of goals, or at least get a goal on this. I think he'll get a goal and assist or a couple of goals. I think Liverpool have looked a lot better. I know they capitulated a little bit against Villa, but they've made a few changes. But even so, they do look dangerous in front of goal, and there's nothing to play for in that game whatsoever. So I feel like Liverpool do quite well against Wolves, whereas it could get a little bit spicy in the City game. And I think the goal scorers, other than Haaland, are most likely to be random, like rather rogue shouts. Not to say De Bruyne won't perform, but I think you're safer with Salah.
Yeah, I get that. There's no real pressure, is there? I feel they'll want to end the season quite nicely for Jurgen Klopp as well, at home. Wolves as well recently have been pretty disappointing. So I think it could be a decent shout to go with, especially if we get early team news that KDB's not even playing. Make that switch straight away.
Agreed.
A Turkey in the Bush has also said, how is Anthony Gordon? He's a doubt, but how many times have we said this season with Anthony Gordon? He's gone. I've seen him leave on crutches and still manage to play the next weekend.
Literally, Eddie Howe and Mikel Arteta, if they ever go for a bring your daughter to work day, they will bring Saka and Gordon.
Yeah.
Because come rain or shine, if either of them have broken their leg, if they're on a life glug, they are both making it to that appearance. They are both going to play. Like, I don't think there's another combination of manager and player that will play a player when they are such a high doubt. Gordon has been, like you say, a doubt for so many occasions, and he's always there. Isak, he's got a little cold. Oh, he's got a little cold sore. Benched. Gordon, he could have. I'm not going to say anything, but like he could have the worst of the worst, and yet he'll still find his way onto the field.
Yeah, agree with that. I do agree with that.
That being said, it's worth keeping an eye out, isn't it, for your deadline stream, just so that you can get any sneaky info from the team news.
Oh wow! Look at that little plug there for the deadline stream. He's learning.
Mate, I'm going to be there, mate. I am going to be there. I'm looking forward to it because you could get some juicy team news. I'm not putting Ben White until at least an hour and a half into your stream.
Wow! Look at this. This is a changed man. Before it'd be a Friday night job, whack anyone in, not bother with the team news. They'll do it. Now look at it. At the deadline stream, he's cultured.
Well, look at this is the thing. The deadline a few weeks ago, Salah was benched. Yeah. I didn't take him out because I wasn't watching.
Yeah.
And then last week, I did my -16 on this preview stream, and then come the deadline stream, I pop in and you're like, oh yeah, Richarlison's decided to be injured. So like, it is definitely worth keeping an eye out if you've got time to come onto the stream. I assume what time? 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I can't remember. It might be like half
Is
12,
it
maybe.
4 o'clock? Is it a 4 o'clock kickoff or 3 o'clock?
4 o'clock kickoff, so it'll be half
No,
three
probably a bit later.
finish, so half one start, something like that.
Yeah, so if you've got the time, it's definitely worth any of you watching to make it to Tom's stream, because he gets some juicy info a lot of the time. And even if he doesn't, it just keeps you safe.
Yeah. Well, thanks for that, mate. I appreciate that. Oh,
Sorry, mate.
that was cute.
It's
Jamie's
fine, mate. It's because I'm subscribing. I can see your toes.
Jamie's in the chat as well. He says, "Let's go. What's up, boys? We're doing good. Well, I am anyway. I don't know about Jake.
Mate, I'm doing good. Got the half day tomorrow, so I'm buzzing. I got in the car before girlfriend's mum picked me up, and I was like, I've managed to get myself a half day so we can go bongos bingo.
Yeah, it should be a class one, that. So if anyone's at Bongos Bingo tomorrow night in Manchester and you want to come see two, FPL legends, yeah, come along, say hello, buy your tickets. Maybe we'll get some commission. We'll tell them that at the door.
Yeah, buy your tickets with the code FPL.
Right, let's move on away from commission and dodgy selling of tickets. Let's move on to my team for game week 37. Like Jake, I did play the bench boost. I did take a -4, but unfortunately that -4 did not pay off.
That -4 is one of the best -4s you've ever taken.
Yeah, it's up there. It's up there. This is what I mean. It's been one of those seasons where whatever decision I've made, it's just not gone right. Like the big decisions I've had to make, they haven't gone right and they've not worked in my favour. But at the end of the day, it's a game. Like I've not done as well as I would have liked this season. But we learn, we grow and hopefully take it into next season. I did take the -4. I brought in Emerson Royale for Gusto.
Oh, mate, I didn't know that too. You brought it out.
Because I needed to get Jackson in, because I was like, oh, Jackson's going to cook over this double game week. So I took Solanke out for Jackson. So Solanke got 7 points this game week and matched Jackson over the double game week. And I think it was 13 or 14 points.
Got 13.
Yeah, there 13. We go. So I've basically missed out on 13 points. If I'd have done nothing to my team and just clicked activate bench boost, I'd have been better off this week.
You're doing 17 better off. If you who else did you bring in?
That was it.
Oh, you did Solanke, of course.
Yeah.
So let's say hypothetically, you still had Solanke and you still had Gusto. What would have been the right single transfer to do?
I don't think I would have made a transfer.
Really?
Like my plan originally was just to roll, but I wanted to get Jackson in. I was just like, I was a bit saucy for him. Turns out he's just as crap as the last time I had him. So I've been fooled by him twice now.
You know what you could have done? You could have taken Gabriel out for Gvardiol.
Well, yeah, I wasn't really.
Oh no, you've got 3 City players
I've got
already.
3 City players. All those guys did pretty well for the double game week.
Yeah, they did.
Like I've got no problems with him. It's just the fact that Gvardiol went and absolutely smashed it.
Yeah.
Any normal week, like 2 City clean sheets, great. KDB's matched him. Phil Foden's 1 point less. Like it's not the end of the world, but like I said, it's just one of those. Like the bench boost didn't work out. The decision I made didn't work out. But at the end of the day, like it's just a game. It is just a game. We'll live, we'll learn. We always make mistakes, but we've got to come back from them and hopefully finish the season strong on the final game week. But yeah, let's take a look at how the team is lining up for this game week. Let me just switch that over and get Jake's face back on the stream. So this is how I'm currently lining up. And to be honest, if we find out KDB's fit, I might not even make a transfer. Because...
Would you not be tempted by Salah?
I can't get to Salah.
Oh, is he a little bit too expensive?
Salah would require a -4 for me.
No, really?
But now you've said it, it could be an option. Like I've got nothing to like. The only thing I'm playing for is the head-to-head league, right?
Yeah. And you're playing someone right at the bottom.
I am, but I guarantee they'll be triple captained or bench boost or what. Their team will be mysteriously done. But What my current thinking is, before you plotted Salah into my head, was either roll my transfer because the team is looking pretty decent, or
Go on to game week 39, so you'd have two transfers.
exactly 5 million IQ plays, or it would be to take KDB out if he's injured, or Anthony Gordon out if he's injured, and then obviously drop Isak. And it would be to bring in either Elise or Havertz. I think both of those are pretty good options for this
Who
week.
Palace got?
They've got Villa. And if you saw Villa's celebrations in midweek, probably going to be a strong Palace win. Let's put it that way. They've been on the piss since they qualified for Champions League.
Really are.
So yeah, I do fancy a bit of Michael Elise time, to be honest. So that was the thoughts. But now you've plotted Salah into my head. It would be KDB out, Salah in. And it would be probably somebody like Chris Wood in for Isak.
That's not too bad. I'm just having a look at your opponent in the head-to-head. He's not changed his team. I've given up at game week 18.
I guarantee it'll be wild carding or triple captaining this week. It's going to happen.
Well, the only thing for food for thought is the fact that he's got Haaland captain, which I assume you'll go with as well.
Yeah.
But he's also got Salah.
Is it worth the -4 though?
No, to be honest, I would probably say it's not. Especially if De Bruyne is fit, you might as well just keep De Bruyne. But considering it's the last game week, I'd definitely say it's worth making a transfer, even if it is a third sub for a third sub, just for the sake of it.
What do you mean? Emerson Royale's royalty now. He's staying. He's staying after he absolutely shat bed for me.
Yeah, well.
You have put Salah into my mind, you know.
I mean, could you afford like a Van der Ven or a Romero for Royale?
No.
Not that, oh, right.
I
was just going to say, not even if you're gonna keep them third sub, just use your transfer. I think, because who cares?
Yeah, who does care? I mean, you've tempted me with Salah though.
I do think Salah's a good shout, but who is it you'd bring in as well for the -4?
It'd have to be a forward. So any forward realistically that's cheaper than Isak. Because I'd need about $1.5 million, I think, or 2 mil to do this move.
Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah, let's have a gander at the old forward.
You take Isak out. Isak's worth 8.4, and you need to save 1.5 mil.
Oh, I've got it. I know who it could be.
Chris Wood.
It's Mateta.
Oh.
The boy who absolutely finger blasted me in game week 34. Could he come back and make a return for the team?
I think he's a good shout. I also think Chris Wood's a good shout, but I think Mateta at home to Villa. Oh, mate, that might be a really good shout.
Do we just have a bit of fun on the final? Mateta and
I don't think this is an improvement from our final day we had a couple of years ago. When I think we did a whole team change without wildcarding.
What about Muniz? Muniz against Luton.
At home?
No, I think they're away. Yeah, they're away.
I think Mateta's he's such he's been in such good form, and Palace are in such good form at home, especially. And like you say, Villa are on the piss, and Martinez can't catch a ball for the life of it. I think Mateta's the right person to go for that. I think Mateta and Salah in for Isak and De Bruyne, and you are laughing. But I'd also say it's one of those you can do it on the deadline, can't you? And just see how things are going, because who knows what happens come then.
Yeah, true. I am just a little bit wary about the head-to-head league. Like, I do want to win it because I've never won it, and it would
head-to-head or the points one.
Oh, the head. I've already won the points one. That's not disputed. It's the head-to-head one. How many years have we been doing this head-to-head league with like all our friends and stuff? Like good 4 or 5 years now, right? It's been a while.
Yeah. Oh, Jay, you're a point ahead.
I'm a point ahead.
You horse race with your dad.
I know. Big Steve. He could be doing the double. Bless him.
Oh yeah, he's got a good game as well against my mate who's right down the bottom.
Yeah. So it's one of them. Do I like, have a little bit of fun with Mateta and Salah, try and maybe win my work league because I'm like 30, 40 points back with that one, or do I just,
The only thing, all I'll say is for that is, so say this guy who hasn't changed his team in God knows how long, he does it. You're fucked either way. It's just up to the gods whether you beat him, because if he's wild card or free hit or something, you've just got to hope, even if you keep your team as strong as it is. But if he doesn't do anything, he's got Salah. So that's the only thing I would say. And I think even if he does wild card or something, he will have Salah. And so if you do take the -4, you're only taking a -4 when you have got a really strong team. His team, he's got Alisson in goal. Who knows if we'll concede? We probably will. Yeah. He's got Livramento who's injured, but he's still managed to finish this game week on the pitch. And then he's got Saliba, you've got Gabriel, he's got Gvardiol, but I feel like that was a bit of a fluky week. You've both got Porro. He's got Saka. There's an orange flag over him, so he's 100% playing. He's got Mbuemo. Then he's got Salah, and then what Spurs midfielder has he got?
Is it Richarlison?
No, it's Sarr.
Okay.
And then he's got Haaland captain and Darwin up top, and then the bench is Matoma Kabore, who are both red flagged, and Cameron Archer. I don't think you've got much to worry about there, and I feel like even if you do bring Salah in, like I say, if he wildcards and stuff, you bring in Salah and Mateta in. I highly doubt he'll bring Mateta in, but I would have thought he'd keep Salah in either way.
Okay. Some food for thought, isn't it? It is some food for thought. Like, yeah, I'm just looking at Isak's numbers he put up. They're okay for this week, but not.
So I'm gonna get you really drunk tomorrow night, and I'm gonna change your team. And I'm gonna put Origi up top.
All right,
and I'm gonna put fucking Sarr in your midfield.
It's definitely some food for thought. It really is.
For the record, I'm not going to get you really drunk, so don't report me.
Yeah, it's fine. What's this fizzy thing in my drink? Oh, whoops.
No, I'm just going to get you really, really fat and bulky at Wolf at the Door. And then you'll be like, oh. You won't even be able to see your phone after the amount of bell buns you're going to scrap. Here's our sponsor of the day, Wolf at the Door.
Wolf at the Door is banging, to be fair. If you're ever in Manchester, in Northern Market, you know what?
Northern Market?
Is it Northern Market? What's it called?
Northern Quarter.
It's because I went Northern Market on Friday in Leeds. That's really good.
Yeah. If you're in Northern Market of Manchester...
Yeah. We should go Northern Market whenever you come Leeds next. It's banging.
Sound? I'm up for that.
Yeah, look at that. Look at us organising dates in front of other people as well.
Oh, sorry, didn't see you guys there watching this.
Oh, whoops. What questions have we got before we move on to our final two segments? Not really sure what to do. Isak to Wood, Mateta, Pedro. Not sure who out of these. KDB to Salah or Foden to Elise. Yeah, there we go. It was quite a mishmash question put together.
Well, I feel like we've answered the first part. Isak to Mateta is the only option I think out of those three potential transfers is the right one. I think Mateta's the only one that's going to compete with Isak there. I think midfield wise, I would arguably keep Foden in. But if you're tempted to just go for it, then Elise isn't a bad shout. But yeah, personally, I think if you just want to take out Isak from Mateta, I really do like that transfer. I'd probably keep Foden there.
Okay, all right. He says, following on from my question, I could take a -8 and combine my moves. So Gordon to Elise, KDB to Salah, and Isak to Mateta. Thoughts?
This is bad though, because you're going to have to be bad cop here, because all I'm going to say is it's game week 38, mate.
It is game week. It is. I kind of agree with you. It is game week 38, and if you've got nothing else to play for, have a little bit of fun on the final day.
Exactly.
If you've got stuff to play for, probably not worth taking the minuses. Like let's say you're winning your mini league with all your friends, or you're onto a really good rank. Just play it sensible the last week.
Yeah. Definitely.
As long as you've got the big hitters, you're probably just going to maintain rank, and that'll be fine. And yeah, mini leagues as well, unless it's like super, super close, and maybe you've got to be a little bit different to competitors, that's maybe where these minuses might come into effect. But otherwise, play it sensible.
Yeah, if it's simply pride, I think go for it. I think fuck it. It's a fucking game. But if you're in a league where there's cash involved, maybe go a bit more sensible.
Yeah, maybe. You never
know.
Or just fuck it, send it out the window, straight to the
moon. I don't know if I can have a look. But do you know what this week's challenge is?
Yes, you're only allowed one player from each team.
Oh, okay. I like that.
It is quite a good one, to be fair, this week.
Nice. All right, I'll be getting onto that this evening.
Wonderful stuff. Right, let's move on to team data from the past 5 game weeks. At the top, we do have XG conceded. These are the worst defenses in the league. And then on the bottom, we have the best attacks in the league in terms of expected goals. Let's start off with the top section. Luton, Sheffield United, Burnley, pretty self-explanatory teams on here. The other 2 outliers, though, have to be Spurs and West Ham. So maybe, if you're considering the likes of potentially maybe a Spurs defender this week against Sheffield United, might not be worth it with that poor defensive record.
Yeah, agreed. I think it really is astounding, the Luton one, considering they've played a game less. But yeah, maybe that figures, considering the 3 of them are pretty much relegated, unless Luton pull out a big 10-0 win at the weekend. Yeah. But yeah, I think Spurs, it's a weird one with Spurs, because against Sheffield United, they're very prone to conceding set pieces. Spurs have relied on their centre halves, Romero and Van de Ven, quite a lot over the last few weeks in their goal scoring ranks. You've got Porro as well, who's really good attacking wise. So I don't think that is a complete write-off. But like you say, if you're considering bringing one in, maybe it's not worth it. But if you've got one in, it's definitely worth playing them. So it's a weird toss-up, that.
Yeah.
West Ham, I feel like that's what you get with West Ham with David Moyes' side. They're always going to be backs to the wall. But whether they... Well, I mean, it's only going to get worse. I'd be very surprised if they don't finish that bottom after this game week, because it's City. They're going to be absolutely dominated, but that doesn't mean they'll lose. It's just one of those with the Moyes setup. Arguably, the kind of team that they're playing in City is the kind of game that West Ham will be arguably most dangerous, because on the break they can defeat any team. But yeah, I feel like West Ham kind of speaks for itself because of the way that they set out. But yeah, I think I'd be very surprised if you're going to be tempted to bring any of those players in defensively. But yeah, if you've got a Spurs defender, I don't think it's the end of the world if you keep them, because I think attacking-wise, they should be all right.
Yeah, agreed. Interestingly as well, with Sheffield United on there, maybe people looking at the likes of Johnson, Son, could be decent little options as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Cool. Right, let's move on to the best attacks in the league. Obviously, Chelsea up there, but they've played a game more than everybody else on this list. I think in terms of every team on here, pretty self-explanatory stuff, isn't it, really? City gunning for the title, Chelsea with that additional game in there. Newcastle have been very good going forward, Arsenal as well, title contenders. Liverpool, they've been pretty consistent.
They've dropped off of anything, haven't they? Because they were at the top for a good while.
They were indeed. It looks like everyone who's played that extra game this game week has massively shot up above them, hasn't they?
Definitely. But no, it looks good, and I think it does bode well for, like I was saying, definitely keep Foden. But the fact that, if De Bruyne is a doubt, it's definitely a decent consideration to have Salah on your mind. But if he's fit and you don't fancy taking that minus, as you can see, City will create chance after chance.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I agree. And I also agree that for come rain or shine, Gordon's definitely worth keeping.
Yeah, I think we've seen this over the past few game weeks. Anytime we see a team that's on the XG conceded, and then we see a team that's on the XG4 columns, it usually goes the way that kind of the data is going to suggest. And with Manchester City and West Ham kind of being on there, you would expect City on a regular week to go and put a few goals past West Ham.
Well, I don't know who we're kidding, Tom. If it turns out that Arsenal win the league, it will be unbelievable, because the way City play second half of the season, no one can touch them.
Fair enough. I'll just throw it out there.
Who do you want to win the league?
Probably City, mate.
Yeah, I think I'm the same,
Yeah, I can't be honest.
Well, I think if Arsenal won the league, it'd be fair enough. You've shut City up for once. But that being said, especially as a Liverpool fan, I feel like it's quite nice to be like, you know what, mate, we've been there before, we know how it feels.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, City fans aren't chirpy because there aren't any.
No, no,
But if
literally, I
our
saw a picture today of Jurgen Klopp in the Kop end on his own in the stadium, like taking it all in, and the top comment was, "Why is he sat amongst the City fans?"
That's what I mean, though. That's what I mean. If Arsenal win the league, it's probably going to be unbearable for a bit.
Yeah. How good are you at talking on your own? I'm pretty sure you're quite good because I'm about to piss myself.
Oh yeah, go for a whittle,
Right,
mate.
bear with
I'll keep talking to people. This is the high quality streams you can get from me, ladies and gentlemen. Like Jake said, there will be a deadline stream on Sunday. That'll start around 1:30. There might be some other streams. I need to talk to a few people, see what's cracking. We might have a watch along for the final day. That'll be live on TikTok and on YouTube. And then I think we might do the end of season award show on that Sunday evening. I haven't really spoke to Jake yet, but we'll iron that one out and I'll let you know. So potentially you could have 3 streams on Sunday. So that alone, just worth hitting that like button, worth hitting the subscribe button as well. If you guys have any questions as well while Jake is using the toilet and you want me to answer them, do get them in. In terms of content coming up over the summer as well, we do have the Euro 2024 fantasy game coming out. There will be videos and streams on the channel throughout that entire competition as well. We'll also be having the build-up to next season as well throughout the summer on the channel. That game usually launches around July-ish, so plenty of time as well to get our teams in, get it all set, look at the fixtures, players, all that stuff. Lots of quality content coming your way. And here he is.
Oh God,
He is back.
that was something I've been nursing for a good while. I don't understand why, because I went for one just before the stream, didn't I?
Yeah, maybe it's just the pressure and like the sexual tension. There's a lot, isn't there?
Yeah, it wasn't actually a piss I went for. I needed to clean
Well,
my pants.
you said you was nursing, and all I could think of was like just nursing a semi. So.
Yeah, I felt like Pep against Spurs, to be honest.
Adoki in a Bush has said, Tom, if Murik gets a 10-point plus, will you get a Murik shirt? No, I will not. If he gets more than 17, I'll get one. All right, you can clip that. Okay. More than 17.
That's achievable, to be fair. A little penalty save, a little assist.
Penalty save, clean sheet, free bonus.
Yeah. What's that? 6? 11, 12, 13. He needs an assist in there. And then,
a couple save points.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then like saves the penalty, saves the rebound, couple save points. Okay, that's a fair little agreement that you've made.
Yeah. See, there we go.
And if he's prime Neuer,
then exactly. Right, let's move on to today's final segment of the stream. It is predicted points. I feel this has been a really useful tool since we've kind of introduced it into the stream. It's definitely helped some of my decisions. I know it's helped some of Jake's decisions as well. Ben White being the prime example on the free hit. Absolutely cooked for him over the past few weeks. Gvardiol got a massive shout out last week on it as well. So maybe this is a really useful tool. Or maybe it just chats shit. But I think it's quite useful.
I think it's just the stats don't lie at the end of the day.
Yeah. There's the reason these models work, isn't it? And there's reasons that top managers use them. So yeah. Right, starting off at the top of the list, of course, it's going to be Erling Haaland. We saw West Ham's poor defensive record. We saw City's great attacking record as well. 8.8 predicted points for him. No real qualms around that one. Both me and Jake are in agreement as well. If you're not really playing for too much in terms of, you want to keep your rank or you're pretty happy with your league position, then Haaland probably is the sensible pick for captaincy this week. In terms of other differential options, Salah and Son, both names being mentioned. I'm currently considering a -4 for Salah myself as well. So that could be a little bit of a tasty one there. 8.1 predicted points. It's a bit naughty, that, isn't it?
It is indeed. It is. Is that making you think?
It is making me think a little bit. Oh dear me. Gvardiol is the only defender I can see on this list, unless there's anyone missing. 7.4 predicted points for him. Yet again, up against West Ham. City probably should keep a clean sheet at home as well, so bodes well for Gvardiol owners like Jake as well.
Mm-hmm.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. I
Yeah.
don't know why I paused, to be honest, but I did. In
I didn't
terms,
have too much to add there. You're right. You are bang on the money there.
yeah. In terms of Arsenal midfielders, Odegaard is interestingly leading the way. Then it's Havertz, and then it's Saka all the way down with 6.6. But I imagine that's probably due to him being flagged and maybe the predictive model thinking he's probably not going to play, that he's a reason a little bit lower. But, I think I would prefer going for Havertz over Saka if I was to bring in an Arsenal midfielder
I
this
think
week.
I'd be more likely to have it over Odegaard as well.
Yeah, agreed with that one. Both KDB and Foden as well in this list. So if you've got either of them or looking to pick up one of them as well, both pretty good options. And then the final name is a player that I did speak about, Michael Elise.
I think it helps that he had such a good game. I can't remember which game it was, but he did at least got a goal and assist, or if not a little bit more. I can't remember what game it was. I've forgotten who they've played. Forgotten who he plays for.
Wolves?
But yeah, and like he did have a real. I feel no. Was it United?
No, it was Wolves. They played Wolves on the weekend.
Oh, I don't know how they did it at the weekend, to be honest. But I know when they beat United 4-0, he at least got a goal and assist. If not 2 goals, to be honest. So yeah, I feel like that will have massively improved his XG or expected points. So I think that helps. But I actually think for safety, Mateta might be the better shout. But I mean, if you've got a spare place for a midfielder, you've got all the big hitters, or you can't afford them. I don't think Elise is a bad shout at all.
Yeah, 100% agree. Super differential as well, all the way down at 2.2% owned.
Yes.
So maybe if you are looking for that little cheeky pickup this week, maybe just want to have a little bit of fun, Elise could be that decent option.
Definitely.
Cool. Right, let's answer some of your guys' questions before we finish up. But before we do that, I am going to end bed shitter of the week, and I think Jake is going to be very happy with the results here. It is going to go to Son. He's got 57% of the vote. Isaac has 42% of the vote, and YouTube.
There it is.
They've taken their 1% off the. Yeah, they just bloody love it, don't they? They just bloody love it. Right, let's see what you guys have been asking. Is Rice too risky? Asks Offcore.
Probably, yeah. I would have thought so. I don't think he's. It depends what alternatives there are, and I feel like there are a few decent ones. I wouldn't be surprised if Elise is slightly cheaper.
I think they're around the same price. I think Rice is.
Yeah, well, even so, I think he's definitely someone I'd be considering slightly more. Yeah, I mean, I'd even say, I don't know what position. Does Gakpo play in midfield still?
No, he's a forward. He was another player I was thinking about as well today.
Yeah, because he's ever present, and he's clearly preferred to Klopp than Nunes at the moment, and there's clear reason why. He's finishing his chances. He's been in much better form in front of goal. But yeah, no, midfielder wise, I can't off the top of my head can't remember who's. Let's just have a look. But I think it is just a little bit too much of a risk, that, especially last game of the season. I mean, to be fair, if you've got nothing to play for and stuff, and you fancy just throwing a rogue one in there, then fair enough, go for it. But if you're going for the rogue shouts purely just to go for it and stuff, but you want to actually benefit from it, I think Rice is a little bit too much of a risk.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think I would rather have Elise over Rice, to be honest, and I feel a lot of people probably are in that same boat. Human97 as well has said Eze or Trossard. Trossard's been doing pretty well recently.
He has. I wouldn't mind Trossard, to be honest. I really wouldn't. I think he's been Arsenal's main man, to be honest, come the close of this season. He's scored some really important goals. He's kept them in the title race. So, yeah, I'd probably back Trossard a little bit more than Eze there.
Yeah, okay, all right. Literally any goalkeeper other than Petrovic, who do I go for?
Probably Raya.
Yeah, Raya, I think, is a sensible option.
What's Edison looking like? Is it just a little knock? Do you reckon he'll play?
He's dislocated his eye socket.
Oh my word!
So
then yeah, I think Ortega's a good shout.
Yeah. With Brentford's decent defensive data, maybe Fleck.
It is, but they're playing Newcastle, and I do think Newcastle will score.
Maybe. Sells from Nottingham Forest.
Oh God. Well, we'll see. We'll see about that one. I don't think I'd ever want to back a Forest player, but it is
You've got Gibbs
Burnley.
right in every week.
Yeah, there is that. Sorry, I didn't mean it as in like attacking because I've even backed Chris Wood before. I meant more like in a defensive aspect. I don't think there's anyone that screams to me, but it is the only thing I would say is it is Burnley. But no, I think Raya and Ortega are the ones that would scream out to me. Maybe, oh, you said not Petrovic, so yeah, probably those two. Maybe even Vicario because they're against Sheffield. But I do think Sheffield will score that in that game.
Yeah, 100%. Keep Johnson to have a Spurs asset.
It depends what the alternative is, but if you've only got Johnson as your Spurs asset, I'd imagine your midfield's looking quite good. If you've not been able to afford Son. So yeah, I don't think Johnson's a bad shout. Like I said earlier on, I think he's the second most likely player to return for Spurs this week after Son, especially in the attacking line. Yeah, so I think Johnson's not a bad shout. I'm definitely not considering taking him out, I must say.
Yeah, cool. Next question. 2 free transfers. Edison for Ortega and Gordon for Elise/Eze.
Yeah, I would in this moment, I would look at the stats that you've shown, and I'd probably, Ortega's great. And then I'd also probably lean towards Elise, just like you said, the stats are looking good there for him.
Yeah, agreed. My only thing is though, and this goes for people that maybe don't have a goalkeeper this week. I feel if there's maybe a more advantageous transfer to make further up the field, that might pay off more than just going for a goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Because a goalkeeper
really depends who's on bench as well.
Yeah, exactly. If a goalkeeper could get 6 points, that's realistically what you're hoping for. Maybe a couple save points, 7, whatever. But an attacker has so much more upside, in my opinion, that it might be worth just playing with 10. But if you can bring in a player that's a little bit more adventurous, like an Elise, that could very easily go and get a double-digit haul this week, I think that might be worth just going for that transfer rather than just a goalkeeper transfer. I don't know if you agree with that statement.
No, I do agree with that. I do agree with that. I've actually just been a little bit swayed by the fact that in his last 4 games against Villa, Mateta has 2 goals and an assist.
Why have you said this? Oh my God. We are bringing Mateta in, Salah in, the -4s here, baby. Let's go.
Who else scored in his last 5 games against Villa? Only once, like.
Go on.
Jeff Schlupp.
Oh, I'm not bringing Schlupp in. Apparently my volume's a bit low. Oh.
Yeah. I can't.
There we go. It just randomly knocks it down, and I never understand why. Thank you for that one, Frankie. 11 points clear in my mini league. Second has Saka. Bring him in for a free for Bruno or Gordon, or get Havertz, asks Phil.
Go Havertz.
Yeah? Not just match Saka?
Nah. Because you're not matching Saka, are you? You're always going to be 4 points behind.
Well, he's not. I don't think he's taking the minus for it. He's not taking a minus for it.
Oh. No, go Havertz. Like we've just said, haven't we? We'd probably rather take Havertz, I think, than both of them. I get why you're tempted if he's matching him, but it's a bit of a pussy way to play fantasy, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's what the lad at work's doing. He's gonna match every transfer I make.
It's just so.
It's just ratty.
It's just stoppy.
Yeah, but it's fine. He's a Leeds fan, so when he's crying this evening, maybe he'll forget.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Hopefully so. Phil has also asked, play Kaminsky or Vicario this week?
Vicario.
Yeah, I agree with that one as well. But a question for you, Jake, my man. What's going to be the highest scoring game?
Ooh, okay. I'm going to go for... I'm going to go Liverpool Wolves.
Liverpool Wolves, okay, that's a sensible option. I'm going to go for Burnley Forest.
Oh, that's an even more sensible option because we're forgetting the fact that Luton are going to win 4-0 and Burnley are going to win 18-0 and Forest are going to go down.
It's one of those games where it could be the most boring 0-0 in the world, or the fact that neither of these teams has anything to play for anymore, and they're just going to slap goals in for fun.
Well, no, they do though, lad. They do. Because
Mm.
if Burnley are 4-0 up at half time, it's on.
It's on. It is on.
Because it's what? It's a 12-goal swing. So if Burnley beat Forest 6-0
Mm.
and Luton wins 6-0 at home to Fulham, it's on.
It's on, baby. It's on.
You know what? You've got the Burnley one. I'm going to go Luton against Fulham then. I'm changing mine.
And Forest
Because we're both
relegated.
Yeah, Forest are going down.
All right, I can get on board with that. And taking a bush is a Brighton United goal fest. Both defences are pretty shoddy, to be fair. That could have some goals in it as well.
I've just thought though, if Forest are going down, you could be in trouble, to be honest, because doesn't that mean that Muric will keep a clean sheet and maybe get a couple goals himself?
I've heard they've started putting him on penalties as well. Hopefully he gets dropped and they just chuck Trafford back in. That'd just be hilarious.
They're going to bring the beast back, lad.
Get Brian Jensen in goal now. Phil's also asked, bench one of Bruno or Isak this week?
I'd probably bench Isak.
Yeah, I'm tempted with Isak. It's not just off just feeling or whatever. There is data behind it. Brentford, like I said, have been one of the best defences in the league over the past 5 game weeks. I think they've got an XG conceded of 4. Like, they're outperforming City, Arsenal, Liverpool, all these teams at the top of the table. Brentford, statistically over the past few seasons, have been very, very good at doing this. This season's been a little bit of an anomaly, but final end of the few weeks, they've been really, really good defensively. So could be a little bit of a difficult task for Newcastle.
Yep, fair enough.
Cool. Any closing marks for the season, Jake? This is the final preview stream of the year.
Yeah, it's been a good one, mate. Hopefully we can work something out for this European Championships. Keep the party rolling. And all the best. Thanks for everyone that's been watching, streaming, subscribing to Tom, because I know it makes his willy wet.
For fuck's sake. What a lovely sentiment that is. You've bricked. I'm all bricked up. Thank you, guys.
And then 99p. There's that second camera angle.
Exactly. Offcore in the chat as well. He said, appreciate these streams this season. Well, we appreciate you guys being here. Like you said, me and Jake, we started this, and I didn't, to be honest, ever think it would really develop. I thought it'd just be like, we'll do it for a bit and then it'll kind of just fade away. But it's been pretty good. We've had pretty consistent people in there every single week. Offcore, Turkey in a Bush. FPL Josh has been kicking around as well. Some other names as well in there. But yeah, like you said, we've built a nice little community here on the old preview streams. So yeah, all good stuff.
Well, thank you very much, Tom, for supplying the goods.
No worries, mate. No worries. And if you want to see more Wet Willy, then do come along to the deadline stream on Sunday. Like I said, when Jake was having a whittle as well, there might be some other streams coming up, but I'll let you know about those on Twitter or on the YouTube members page. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys, today and throughout the course of this season. And like I said, I will be live on Sunday. But yeah, thank you from me, and I'm guessing a thank you from you, Jake.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.